for a podcast that may or may not happen at some point in the future. What does sexy life mean to you? So, contemplate that, and whoever wants to go first.
The first thing that came to mind. Crazy guys from Startup Weekend doing some amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. That means you might just want to take that.
So what does sexy life mean to you?
I got to think about that, man. Hold on. Like, as a brand or as like knowing
Just
you guys?
the term or the phrase
phrase.
or whatever. What's the first thing that comes to mind?
Actually, to be honest, you want honesty?
We love honesty.
I talked with David about this during my customer discovery, and I said, you might want to think about, I'm sure you have thought about it, but like sexy life to me that at first kind of evokes sexy, like something that's more than like confident sexy. I don't know. To me, it's almost more like, hey, you want to have a fun time sexy?
Sure.
And so I love like knowing what sexy life is all about. I love that it's all about encouraging this confident, robust intimacy, and so I know that about you, and that's what I do and really admire about it. So that's like what I know, and that's also like my first thought, I guess. I don't know. So,
Very cool.
Yeah, first impressions can lead you down a different path, just a little bit, but I like the idea that it's helping to cultivate intimacy in relationships that want that.
Mm-hmm.
How about you?
Yeah, I do.
Again, first impression, I was probably pretty in the gutter with that. But yeah, afterwards, now it's more like, I don't know. I like the confident, sexy part of it. That is more of what I think now.
Right, especially for Iowa, especially for, I think, what people want for their lives, like truly want. So I like that.
And it might not be a bad thing. Like, it might be one of those hooks that you get people like, what's this thing? And then they're like, oh, it's actually a cool thing and not just some shallow, whorish, product.
It's not a box of dildos.
Exactly. It's not a box of dildos.
Hey, this is tagline.
It's not a box of sexy life. Not just a box of dildos. Not just a box of dildos.
Right, just to keep it edgy.
Yeah, you don't want to close doors on
Sexy
people.
life.
Right,
Box of dildos.
and you don't want to shame people.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, actually, because I was talking with Eric Engelman, he was like, yeah, I don't really feel comfortable promoting this until I know more about it. Because what if it's just a giant box of dicks? It's like, that's not what it is.
Right.
So it's like explaining it. I was like, go to our website.
That's
check
our
out-
spin-off company, Box of Dicks.
Boxofdicks.org. Not .com.org.
You know what's interesting, and I'll tell you this because I share stuff, and God, I don't really know if I want it on there, but anyways, it's like even just like coming to this, just knowing like my 800 Facebook friends and how I typically get my clients and stuff, I was tempted not to click that I was going because of it, but then I was like, I really work on living an authentic life, and I talk to people about sex way more often than one would think, and so I was like, well, I dealt with my feelings, so there you go.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Is that helpful?
Yes, it is helpful. I'm going to go ask other people what they think. Came up with one more follow-up question.
Yeah.
What does when you think sexy life, what does that mean to you?
Oh gosh. I think it means making the most out of, like, I don't want to just say making life sexy. Making life like more passionate and energetic. Like when you think of the word sexy, like I think passion, I think energy, I think like attractiveness, just something enjoyable, I guess, making it more enjoyable for you.
So the question was, what does the term or the thought sexy life mean to you?
Go for it.
Startup Weekend.
Okay.
Has nothing to do with anything. So what does Startup Weekend mean to you then? What is?
a community that believes in me and I believe in it. I guess first thing that comes into mind when I think of Startup Week, or when I think of Sexy Life, I think of back at the first Startup Weekend I attended. So.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Just coming in here with the recorder. What does the term sexy life mean to you?
Ooh.
First place at Startup Weekend.
Yeah.
Love it. I have been thinking about that.
Relationship winners.
I've been thinking about that answer for a long time, and I do not yet have a good soundbite for you.
What does it? What color is sexy?
What color? One?
No, yeah. What does it look like or feel like? Or is it a wine? Is it what is sexy like?
I think a sexy life is modern, it's chic, it's a little bit dramatic, but it's still everyday. If that's not a color at all.
No, I don't think it's a color.
I think you said everything but a color.
It has to be clean.
I was thinking of like gold shimmer and
Is that
like.
because you already know what the logo looks like?
Well, yeah, but that's not part of my answer. You know, no, like that gold shimmer, that like
Right.
that 1950s and 60s
Right.
kind of the sexy, the timeless, the Marilyn Monroe, the pure white, you know.
Pure white, that's what I get. Very clean, very crisp, very modern.
Kind of like design, clean lines, and
Yes,
like.
exactly. Clean lines. Resort wear.
Resort.
Now I'm just dressing you guys.
Well, we were just talking about what we were gonna wear for Iowa Fashion Project, and I was talking about like blue gingham, which
And
is kind of like that, like summer
Fashion
colors,
and sexy.
you know, like a nice blue suit, right?
Right.
But like sexy to me is almost like a nightlife, like black with
Right.
red, or
Confident.
like black and gold, or kind of this like timeless, like forever, you know, look.
That makes me think of a movie with Elvis where he had a black shirt on with red piping. That's all I got. Black and red.
So for me, sexy life is about being smart,
Yes.
courageous,
Yes.
passionate.
Yes.
To me, if I had to describe sexy life as a sound, it would be a really great jazz song. It's full of that sort of rhythm. It's full of improvisation, spontaneity. It can take you high, can take you low, but wherever you go, the journey is amazing.
Yes. Love it. Measured risk.
I don't know, like maybe I love the idea of jazz and sexy because you know
Yeah.
it makes Peter back and
Unexpected.
right, like the improvisation of like you know people from like St. Louis and Kansas City and high jazz populations like whatever. But I also think of like Al Gore or Al Gore. No.
So sexy life equals Al Gore.
Hey,
Potentially.
Didn't he create the internet?
he did.
He did invent the internet.
He did.
He did
No,
make
Al-
global
Warming
sexy again.
Right. Thanks
he?
2000, year 2000, right?
Anyways.
Yeah, no, but like Al Green and Love and Happiness and kind of that like long drawn out, you know, kind of a funky, you know, you even get Charles Bradley and, you know, James Brown, like, yeah, no, that's sexy right there.
Yeah.
Those vocals,
That's super
right?
We didn't say fun. A sexy life is a fun life, right? I mean, there's got to be joy and humor. Play.
It's gotta have love. It's gotta have that like deep sort of visceral reaction to it.
Yeah. Passion.
Beyond just lust. It's gotta have sustaining power.
But also lust.
Well, that is helpful.
It's kind of
That
like
is
hearing that
helpful.
song when you're by yourself and it makes you think of that person and you're like,
Yeah.
damn, what are they doing right now? And you pull out your phone and you're like, hey, what's up?
You're like even find yourself like humming or singing along.
Right.
Yeah. What about you, Jay?
Yeah.
What? You making me answer?
Of
Sure.
You took all the good answers already.
Then you should have been first.
Repeat your favorite.
Thanks, Al Gore.
I don't know if Al Gore makes me think of Sexy Life or the other way around, but
That's a compliment, man.
Yeah, it is.
makes me think of confidence, togetherness. I want to say relationship building, but everyone says that because it's what we're doing. We're so used to doing. Because for instance, like we're doing a relationship building date night thing. Spontaneity. Late nights, early mornings.
Doing
I guess-
laundry, right?
Yeah, laundry and dishes.
That can be sexy.
Changing dirty diapers. I mean, that's my wife and I think Sexy Life. Wiping our children's behinds. That's fantastic. We're like, well, that's what led to the wiping the children's behinds.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Glad you said it.
But I don't know if we're gonna go like colors. Yeah, dark, dark background, but shiny foreground. So, like how we have black with like gold and kind of a pinkish reddish color. I mean, you can't really beat that combination: silver, gold,
Right.
that sort of thing.
But sexy can be daytime,
It can be daytime too.
I think. There's something
I
about.
mean, you could have afternoon delights. You could have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
And that's a warm, like, gold sunshine kind of color,
That's
right?
true.
But
Gold,
it's still gold.
golden sunshine, blue skies with silver clouds. So you got the silver.
I thought I was envisioning this like Frank Sinatra, like Blue Skies, Smile at Me song. Right.
I think there's something, if I'm not saying Sexy Life, the organization, and I'm saying a sexy life, I think there's some careless element to it that's just, like something a little flip.
Like a flirty.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I just if I'd follow that up.
Flirty is exactly what I'm
But that's
talking about. Just, like, take it or leave it, but you'll take it, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Always take it.
Always take it. Flip.
I take it or leave it, but you're gonna take it.
Said that better
What
than I
a
meant.
bulldog!
Right?
I'm changing you in my phone now as bulldog. You'll be like,
Bulldog.
one of these days, will like bulldog text you. But what?
Bulldog Marie.
That is not bulldog Marie is like what?
Now we're just getting into
So
it.
I see a lot of things that have to do with anticipating the opportunities that come up. I see it as that sort of like almost like mental emotional foreplay that goes into a relationship that leads up to like a really great conversation or just making a really interesting decision in your life with somebody else. So for me, it's a lot about that sort of intentional time. We call it quality time, but it's an intentional, purpose-driven time. Whether or not you can express it that way, you want to be with or do something for someone because you want to share your thoughts, your feelings, your experiences together.